Spotify is out to pay content creators on their quest for podcasting dominance. The war on X continues. TikTok finally unveils or maybe admits to their backup plan to being banned in the US. And YouTube ads have some non-updates for us. This is the Act 18 show. Hey, I'm Jason, faith-based entrepreneur, marketing geek. Timestamps and sources below, along with a link to today's sponsor, our funnel launch kit. It has our top performing funnel pages, email sequence, and course framework to help you go from idea to sales in just a few days. Link in the description. Now, first up, we have Spotify. Now, Spotify has come out and said, hey, we see a lot more long-form video content on our platform, so we want to encourage more of that, and vertical videos as well, somehow. I don't know, maybe everyone wants to copy TikTok. But anyway, they have announced that they are going to be doing some sort of creator fund, sharing some source of revenue with creators. Now, of course, the issue here is we don't really know how engagement or this creator fund is going to work in terms of payouts, but big props to Spotify for coming out and saying, hey, we're going to just straight up pay creators to add value to our platform. I think that's awesome. And that goes a long way compared to a lot of other options out there. Do I think it's going to be as profitable as YouTube? Probably not, but it is something to definitely check out and think about. So if you have any content that could be considered podcast style or podcast-esque, heck, just slap the name podcast on it and try uploading it to Spotify. Now, personally, I would recommend if you already are creating content for another platform, make sure that you stick to that and have a couple day delay. Because I have watched some other podcasts who are much larger than I am talk about the fact of seeing their YouTube reach or revenue dip if they post their episode on YouTube and other platforms at the same time. So I think it's awesome another platform is willing to pay us for our content. Time will tell how viable this is. Now, next up, we have TikTok. Now, TikTok has decided to allow users to automatically log into their secondary platform, Lemon8, using their TikTok login. Now, if you haven't heard of Lemon8, you and most other people haven't. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, created another app. It's kind of Instagram-esque, but what it looks like is TikTok is creating their backup plan. So essentially they're saying, hey, when we get banned in January, meet us over on Lemon8. So one of the hardest parts of what TikTok is going through, if this ban actually goes through, is not losing those hundreds of millions of users that they have, right? So they need to take those people and have them go to another platform. It's really hard to get people to sign up for another platform, even just asking them to take 3 or 4 steps. And so this is a great way for TikTok to be preemptive, get at least some people to start logging in. And I'm sure they have some sort of back-end way that once the US ban comes down, they can just move everyone over to Lemon8 and say, hey, look, it's a totally new app. You banned TikTok, but we've got Lemon8. So it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. Should you take any action? Probably not, other than just making sure you log into Lemon8, you get the username handle that you want, and then just wait to see what on earth happens come January. It will be very interesting. And speaking of TikTok, we have YouTube Shorts and a couple of rapid fire updates for YouTube. Now, a couple weeks back, YouTube announced that we were going to be able to post shorts that were longer than a minute, up to 3 minutes long. And in that particular episode, I said, oh, pump the brakes. I think we should wait till mid-November because it's going to take the development team a while to roll this out. And lo and behold, it's taking longer than I thought. So apparently come sometime in December, when you upload a vertical video that's between 1 minute and 3 minutes, it will actually be treated as a short. We have started uploading longer shorts, and they keep getting treated as a normal video. So if you do upload longer shorts, just make sure you uncheck notify subscribers and show the video and feed, because you're just going to annoy people uploading a 2.5 minute vertical video that's showing up as normal. So hopefully by the end of December, they will have worked everything out, but these back-end things always take longer than people think. So just an FYI there. Also, YouTube is now giving us the ability to notify people of an upcoming live stream on Shorts. And apparently some people have found the endless scrolling feature is started to happen for them on the YouTube app long form. So some people are looking at their phones and then they try and, you can do a thumb gesture to go back to your results and it will just show another long form video. I don't think this is going to work, but it's just like another thing of, hey, TikTok did it, so we should try and copy it too. It's just silly. And the silliness did not stop there for YouTube and Google this week. They also gave us some updates to YouTube ads. Now, I know from analytics and comments, not a lot of people use YouTube ads, so I'll rapid fire through these and we'll try and do an extras episode where we take a deeper dive into these changes. So just in case you run YouTube ads or you're interested in trying YouTube ads, which I definitely recommend for just about any product or service, there are very few that YouTube ads don't work for. They have some new features. Number one, they are now giving us more control over running vertical video ads. So they have this new customizable campaign format. Then they have new interactive features where you're actually going to be able to add product stickers to your Shorts ads. So I think this is a plus. It's kind of copying what Instagram and TikTok already allow people to do. So if you have any sort of physical products, e-com, definitely awesome. And then they also have added animated image ads for demand gen campaigns. So again, if you have physical products or merch, you can connect your Merchant Center to, of course, Google Ads, and they can make some animated ads for you. Although I don't recommend using these. Like anytime we have AI or Google automatically creating an ad, 9.9 times out of 10, it stinks. It just does not work. So definitely pay that person on Fiverr, $15, $30 to make custom image ads for whatever it is that you're selling. It will definitely go a long way. Now, to wrap up on a little more serious note, YouTube silliness of copying TikTok aside, we've got X. Now, the war on X is heating up and just continues to go nowhere. So we've got two stories in one here. We have advertisers coming back to X, and we have a bunch of people signing up for Bluesky. So last week, Bluesky celebrated adding 700,000 users, or 2 weeks ago. So brings their total user base to somewhere around 13 to 16 million, depending upon what source you look at. I think it's supposed to be 15, but so that's part one of the story. Then part two is some big name advertisers are coming back to X. We've got Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, IBM, and Lionsgate all coming back. And so we're in this weird space where we have three versions of X, right? We have X, which is like the actual town square where everyone gets a microphone, chaotic but open to all. Then we have Bluesky, that's like the VIP lounge where if you agree with what they agree with, then you can get in, kind of like the old version of X or Twitter. And then you've got Threads, where it's just a party and don't you dare talk about anything political or of substance. It's just supposed to be a good time, which is totally fine. But the reality is both of these platforms, Threads and Bluesky, are growing in user base and popularity, not because of the features, not because they offer something different or better. They simply aren't X. So when your unique selling proposition is we're not X, you're probably not going to go too far in terms of a wide user base. And so the bottom line here for us as creators is we have to look at these platforms for what they provide us in terms of audience growth and revenue growth. Now, Bluesky keeps saying we're an X alternative, but really it's just turning into a safe space for people who don't want to hear people who disagree with them on X. And when it comes to Threads, well, if you're doing Instagram and you're good to go on Instagram, then you probably don't need to add Threads to the mix either. And so I'm seeing X is still, of the three, the most reliable when it comes to a larger reach. I know I've seen some comments in the past of people who have found some of the algorithm changes to actually hurt their reach and content. But when it comes to which one of these three, Threads, X, and Bluesky, is actually going to be viable long-term, X is still the winner right now, especially because they actually have a creator fund. They actually do pay creators. Bluesky is never going to be able to get to that level because before the mass political exodus from X, the people who are using Bluesky are very anti-ad. So you can't do a 180 and start inundating a platform that was anti-ad, anti-big corporate establishment, and then expect to throw a bunch of ads on it so you can pay the people who are there. It's just not going to work out. And let's face it, Meta knows that they do not have to pay creators for content. We all come to Meta and Instagram because they already have the audience locked in. So they're definitely not going to add to any sort of creator fund either. And so for me personally, we're still going to pursue X out of the three. And just also from a ideological perspective, I'm going to try and support platforms that actually allow all sorts of speech, even if I don't agree with it. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this episode. We are working to come back weekly. We did have a break last week. So hit that like button, subscribe for more episodes and a couple extras coming this week. And until the next, keep building the business you love.